Put in a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Swear to God, I'm ready to. I'm done. I'm so done today. So we're doing self-esteem today, but something just like, yeah. All I'm gonna say is, Howie, if you need to get a hold of me, please do it on my regular phone. Okay? We're gonna do some talking, and I'm probably gonna get really pissed off here. But there's a disclaimer in the front of the show. There's only so much a nice person can take before they pop. Okay? And I'm at popping stage right now. Okay? Totally 100% done. The bitch is back. Okay? Let's just put it that way. Then we'll get into the self-esteem issue. But first of all, this will be the second time that Facebook has knocked me off. First, they wanted to make sure I was a fucking human. Okay? I'm human. All right. Now, all of a sudden, they blocked me off again, saying my account supposedly got hacked, this, that, and the other thing. I've already been through this once. Okay? No offense. I've been through this once. I lost everything. All my people, all my pages, everybody I knew for years, including all the pictures of my fucking mother. Please excuse my French. Right now, I don't give two shits. Okay? Because I've just about had enough with fucking Facebook. Okay? I might get booted off this, and I know I'm on the network, but I'm so livid right now, it's unbelievable. And this has nothing to do with having a negative self-esteem. This is good people can only take so much before they pop. Okay? And all I can tell you is karma is going to come hit your ass. And I'm going to guarantee it is. Because let me tell you something. You pitched off a Celtic fucking bitch witch. You just pissed me off the last fucking time. I am so done. I am a very nice, sweet person, but don't fuck with me. You've already taken away all of my mother's pictures. Don't fuck with me anymore, because I'm fucking done. Okay? No offense, Facebook, you can kiss my ass. Now let's talk self-esteem. Okay? Sorry. I exploded. Okay? I'm done. I have had enough. Okay? You're not going to shut me up. You are not going to stop me from helping people, assisting people, doing readings, or whatever it is that we do. You're not going to stop me, okay? I don't care what you think you're doing, it's not going to work. So not going to work. But this is not what I mean. I'm livid. Right now, I'm freaking livid. So I won't be on Facebook anymore. I'm done. Okay? Anybody needs to get a hold of me, you guys know how to get a hold of me on the network. You could just literally send an email over. But I'm not playing this anymore. And I am still going to continue to help people. You guys will see me through the network on Facebook. But nobody is going to stop me. Nobody is going to stop us, okay? Because trust me, I already got a plan going on in the back door for other things, okay? Where there's a will, there's a way here, people. So let's talk about this for a minute, okay? I got really ticked off. By the way, welcome to Becon in the Talk. So sorry, on the RNN Network, Rift Nation Network. Like, follow, and subscribe. I normally don't get down and dirty. I don't, okay? But now you are screwing with not just my personal info from my mother, who had ALS, by the way. You know what ALS is? Lou Gehrig's disease. So many times I had to go up to the house to help my mother just go to the bathroom. Do you know I would do it all over again? Even with a broken back? Okay? That's number one. Number two, you keep screwing with my family, my spiritual family. You keep hitting us. One over here, one over there, one over there. No. Don't do that. Hitting somebody's family like me, don't do that. I do not blow up at people. I usually get upset. I'm beyond upset, and I'm pissed off. 2 minutes before the show, I went to go check something, and boom, off again. I'm like, done. Nothing's going to stop me. I have another plan. Trust me in the works. And it's not going to happen. But guess what, guys? One of the things with self-esteem, I'm going to tell you right now that you do not do. Do not allow people to walk on you. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, I have had enough. Marcy can testify to this on a different situation, and she has had enough. Okay? So we're both going to stand here right now, look at you people out there. Excuse me, not you guys. Not you guys. You guys, I love the peeps on here. But anybody that is doing something negative to someone else, karma's going to come bite you right in the ass. Okay? And I guarantee that for me, for you, to my family, Marcy, my family, Howard, my family, you guys that watch the show, you're all my family. You're my peeps. Do not mess with my family. Right, Marcy?
You go.
She's like, power to the people, or should I talk or not?
I've
Sorry,
got that,
guys.
I've got that Wonder Woman thing. Actually, I'll take it down so you guys can see it. I think this is kind of reminds me of Susan right now.
Okay, what's this? Oh, Warrior Princess coming out. Whoa!
Wonder Woman.
It's okay to be upset. It's okay to say no. It's okay to voice your opinion, even if you have self-esteem. A lot of us, like me, not a lot of times, I would sit here for the next 5 minutes because I just exploded and apologize to everybody. That has to deal with low self-esteem, correct? But I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize for how I feel. I'm not going to apologize for regarding my family. These are things that I do, but I'm just really tired of it. Okay? I really am. I choose to be around positive individuals, share a positive message. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to let this go, but this is ridiculous, okay? Maybe the whole 10 years and pick etc. hack. Yes. Why? You guys have nothing better to do with your time? Are you really that bored? Okay, that you gotta sit here and pick on other people, but we'll get to this. Okay, sorry. I need to get off this topic and onto the topic we're supposed to be talking about. Because this show is designed to help everybody else. Okay? So, yes, you've heard me swear like a truck driver. Okay, don't worry, I can drive one too. It's okay. I'm a professional, just to let you guys know. So, welcome to Beacon in the Dock here on the Rift Nation Network. I am Susan Swanbeck, and down below we have.
Oh, you're talking about me? Well, I was watching the fingers. I wasn't sure. I love this saying about empaths because I think a lot of us are empaths. And they say because you can either choose to be a narcissist on one part of the family or the empath. But they say that the empaths, which reminds you of Susan right now, we can be very loving and very giving, but we can also be very dark, and we can also be, when we get to the extreme of whatever it is that goes on, we get over the edge of it where it's like, bitch, bring it on. And that's what,
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at right now.
That's what I called that a few years ago with me. It's like, bring out my bitch mode, and it was just having to fight or having to argue or whatever. Like we were talking about the self-esteem, because in my childhood, I was told I was stupid. I was a pig. I don't think. Don't say anything. Don't cause any trouble. I sucked my hair and I sucked my thumb. That's why I internalize everything. And this is why I think Susan and I are so passionate about empowering people where we don't have to take the shit. Sorry.
Honey, after what I just said, you're worried about that?
Well, I always get the disclosure of the swear words may come from people.
Okay, it says every now and then our guests or hosts may.
Right, I know.
It's in the disclaimer.
It's just a matter of what's triggering us. And who knows, whatever this stuff with Susan is years of whatever's going on where she's triggered and now she's expressing, as far as whatever.
That's part of the thing with self-esteem. There are certain things where people will feel that it's not okay to voice your opinion. It's not okay to say how you feel because someone might get offended or someone might take it the wrong way. But the issues are this. We're all different. The way I reacted right now just happened 2 seconds ago as I'm sitting here trying to look something up on Facebook that I wanted to mention that I took notes on. And all of a sudden, boom, off. For doing what?
I will say,
Really?
I talked to Susan right before the show and she was calm. We were also trying to do our own stuff. And then all of a sudden, I did I think I told you guys, I did a blog on LinkedIn about the pressure cooker. And unless we let out the steam a little bit, then we either internalize it where people get disease or we blow it up like what Susan just did. The pressure cooker lid just came on.
Right. And what I tell you guys all the time, this is Beacon in the Dark. You need to vent. You need to talk. I want you to come here to do it. Because this is a safe place. I'm not going to judge you because I know you guys won't judge me either. This place is safe for you to vent what you feel is your truth. That was my truth. That was me exploding. That's like taking a bottle of soda, right, with a little cork in it, and you shake it up like this, and you keep shaking it, and the next thing you know, it goes.
Well, as I said, the pressure cooker. It says one's little,
the
other one's big.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of
this is going to be a So that's one of the things, though, when you're talking, trying to get into this subject. Sorry about this, guys, but that just ticked me off the last time. Now, you need to recognize situations that affect your self-esteem. As I was just talking, okay, my role or I would have to say the persona I show you guys all the time is peaceful, calm, loving, and sometimes modeling. You never see the explosion, but that's a part of who I am. And I'm okay with this, and that's where it needs to be. You need to be okay with you. Okay? That's me. Done enough. I wanted to air this out. And just, nope. It's okay. I got another plan. I always have another plan.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to say. But the whole thing is, people always say we have to be spiritual, love, peace, and granola. No, we can have a dark side. We have a shadow side.
Yeah,
We
I don't
face our
consider
shadow
it
side.
dark. I consider it, what I just did to me is standing up for myself, standing up for those that I care about. That's what I consider it. Where it's okay to stand up. What I just did, even though some people probably would have worded it differently, not me. I popped, I exploded. Okay, but that's okay. But that's me. That's who I am. That's like somebody else out there having a particular issue, and you feel like, okay, this isn't going to happen. I'm done. It's easiest way to put it. Those in a toxic type relationship, and again, I'm going to use Marcy. Marcy was in a toxic relationship, so there was only so much you can take before that genie wants to come out of that bottle, and that's by the cork going, it shoots up to the sky. And that's what happens sometimes with those that have been hurt, who did have an issue with self-esteem in the past. You have a tendency to not, you don't slowly ease it so the soda doesn't go everywhere. Oh, hell no. You're going to just let it fly all over the place and worry about making the mess later. And that's what happens for some of us. I don't know which way you vet, because it's okay to say no. If you need to say no, I can't do that. So it really, really is. Oh, somebody commented on a post. Yeah, I was trying to post. I have no idea. I can't even get on Facebook. So I'm blocked. So who's ever commenting, there's something I can do. So, yeah, so we have this going on. And I use Marcy and I as situations because we have both been through things. I've been through a lot. Marcy's been through a lot. And through all of this, there's one thing about both of us that has always been constant. We still don't give up. We still don't quit. And we're still there to help other people, no matter what we've been through. And that's because we know what it feels like to be pretty much low man on the totem pole, or the one that gets stuck on the bench picking up the bats at the end of the game. You know, we know what that's like. So we continue to truck and move forward. And that's one of the things we all need. We need that for ourselves. We need to keep going forward, keep finding a way. Those people with low self-esteem will either get depressed, upset. I mean, upset, not just venting it and letting it go because I need to vent. So it's one of those situations where my type, and then Marcy can explain her type, I need to vent it out, let it go. Because if you don't vent it out, you bottle it up. What happens when you bottle up your emotions? You get depressed, or you get anxious, or you hide from people. These are the situations you do. So I don't let little steams off. I go, oh. So yeah, I can't read anything from Facebook, so I'm still on jail. So what type do you have? Do you do the explosion mode, or do you ease things out?
It depends on. It's like I was telling you. I saw like a post that my daughter had put about happy birthday to
Right.
her sister-in-law. You know, and again, these triggers, and sometimes the triggers happen a little bit later. So I will go play because I've been trained not to feel. So it took me a long time. I would play at the machines a long time, and you're almost in a hypnotic state where I'm like, okay, now I understand why I played so much, because here she's showing a picture of her sister-in-law ignoring her real family, and then my trigger with my sisters who are their own trip, and
Right.
I got to release it, you know. But sometimes it's you get into it. Sometimes it is in a quiet time. Sometimes it's rock and roll. Sometimes it's things just come out of my mouth. It depends on the situation and what I work through. When we react to something, it's from the past. Once we work through it, we respond. So, somebody will say something. Well, what, people would say, hi, what do you want to know that for? I'd have that tone of voice because that's where I was trained by my
Exactly.
father. And so now
Exactly.
I'm like, hi, I've learned to smile and say hi, but I didn't know at that point I was having a defensive type of energy, you know,
Exactly.
that was going on.
And
And
I
so,
think I agree with that. We do go on the defensive. And I think for me, I go on that, what I like to call my protective mother bear
right,
mode.
right.
It's like, running to forever. But he says, not sure why, even if your account is in verified, why is it not showing Facebook posts here? I have no idea. I see nothing on Facebook. So I don't know what is going on. I know that we have YouTube. I know that I was a little angry. I can't look on Facebook to see if it's there. Yeah, posting from the Rift's main page. All right, I can't check Facebook at all. That's my biggest problem right now. But okay, it's easy. Linda says it's easy for me, but harder to actually put into practice. But we cannot afford to squelch our feelings, which is true. If we do, it actually interferes with us being able to help others. Bingo! And maybe more importantly, ourselves. I agree with that.
Well,
I
and
absolutely agree with that.
Susan, I think I sent you because I can't remember. They have different parts of our body, like anxiety is in the stomach,
Right,
and then the diseases. And so our different parts of our body are like musical orchestra out of tune.
right.
Sadness will affect the heart, anxiety
Exactly,
will affect the stomach. I was
exactly.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's going through a lot. She goes, I have a bladder infection. I go, you're pissed off, you know. Or other
Yes,
people are like this guy that helped me write the book, but he died, and he ended up playing his little mind games. And I wrote him. I said, you hold in your energy like you hold in your money, because he played this little game where he gave me $10, at the restaurant. Why are you even asking me? And then I had to give my money for my gas for the tip, you
right.
know. So I just wrote him just to complete within myself, but I'd always hear about his bowel problems, you know, and it's like you can't digest things. So you got to look at every single part of your disease, of what part of that body or energy or orchestration or whatever it is your body is,
Agreed.
you know,
I
disease.
just I tried a backdoor thing. So if you're on Facebook, you could try to post. I won't be able to see uh, anything on my personal account, but please go to the RNN and try to post on there. Howie, if you're over there, try it again. I just did something, but it keeps booting me because just to let you guys know, those that do follow, share this over to Facebook, because my account itself is attached to the Facebook pages because I build the restream. So when my account gets affected, yes, it does affect the RNN. That's another reason why anybody might not be seeing something. So
And I feel a tone coming on,
yes, please make it a
right?
calming one.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. All of a sudden, it's like they're coming through, and
Okay, hold on. I need a few things.
okay, that's what I was telling you. So you can decide to do whatever you need to do.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? All right. That wasn't me. It was like that Stevie Wonder energy, higher energies. What are you feeling? You look like you're in a trance.
It sounded to me, it sounded like Kuan Yin. All right, Rift Nation
Yeah,
Network is everything being seen,
I
seeing
do
us.
have Kuan Yin. She does come around. I've got her
Yeah,
picture up there.
that
I've got
did
another
sound like
Kuan
Kuan
Yin.
Yin. I do see the Rift Nation Network did post. I had to reconnect. But again, it's my account, my main one of my accounts. That's how I connect to connect us over there. So, yeah, and I didn't get a chance to share us out. So that's what happened. But I can see RNN right now over on Facebook. So sorry, guys, about this. So, and I didn't get a chance. Hello, Linda. Sorry, I had to explode there for a minute. Moniker S. Actually, I'm not sorry. I just needed to get it out. And now I feel better. Easiest way to put it, right? See how people with self esteem, do you ever notice how much low self esteem they apologize? They
Well,
apologize
I do that all the time.
they're
And
so used to everything it's being
the
your fault.
one that I learned a lot from is Dr. Brene Brown. I love her, you
Yep,
know. And so what she explained is shame is there's something wrong with me. I did
exactly.
something wrong. Guilt is, or I am something wrong. Guilt is, I did something wrong. I will never feel guilty. I will feel remorseful because
Yeah,
the guilt is like, there's something, I'll say I'm sorry or I did something wrong, you know. But I was brought up with guilt all my life. I'm
yeah.
not going to feel guilty as to whatever the situation is. My daughter told me she's ashamed of me. That's her reality. There's nothing I can do about it. You know,
Exactly.
I've had
Exactly.
friends of mine that are mothers that have seen what I did. I gave her stuff. She never had to starve. She never had to, and it's like in a way, she never had to see that stuff to appreciate. So all of a sudden, I'm the bad one, or I'm not giving her enough,
And
or
that's what it
whatever
is.
is going on.
That affects our self esteem because we feel no matter what we do, we're always wrong and we're never good enough. That's part of your low self esteem. So what we need to do is we need to become more aware of our thoughts and our beliefs. Now, once you've learned how which situations affect your self esteem, like this situation that I talked about at the beginning of the show didn't affect my self esteem. It just put me in mother bear mode, so to speak. So that happens. But sometimes our reactions, like Marcy's reaction to the post and her daughter brought up some negative memories about situations and the way that we used to think about things. So that's going to trigger you. And that's what triggered her. Those are things that
Well,
actually
it took a while to figure out that's what triggered. I would
exactly.
just go play,
And
and I'm
that
like,
is
okay, I don't
normal.
want to go home. I don't want to watch TV. So I spent a lot of money, but in a way, it was cleansing because there were times it would take me a couple hours before the emotions would start coming up because I was trained not to, and then my body would start shaking. I'm like,
This
okay, I'm letting this go.
this is how I vent out my stress.
I'm calling her the crochet cat lady.
It's like, oh, I haven't crocheted a. I did do a dog. I'm on bears right now, but I'll have to do a cat.
Okay, the crochet bear lady. You know how like they have the person. I said, what do you do with all your stuff? But it's a release. Mine's
Yeah,
photography. I took some beautiful pictures today.
yes,
You
and
know,
that's what it is. It's about what we do. Back in the day, I used to take photos all the time, but I just really enjoy creating the animals, creating the blankets because it's to me it's very relaxing and it makes good gifts. So just keep stacking up the gifts is what we can do. Yes, I can see you.
who can you see?
Ed, can you see me?
Oh,
Yes, I can see you. So I did do a reconnect. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. But you can always send a message over to the riftnationnetwork at gmail.com and get a hold of me that way. Or you could just send a message over on Facebook. It would have to be email because I don't know what's happening with this. So I take a more in-depth look at it later. So, but right now the show must go on. It is. So, and
well,
that's the thing. What Marcy did is exactly the next topic.
what
Okay,
did I do?
you did. You challenged your negative thinking.
Oh, okay.
That's what she did. When Marcy was evaluating why she was feeling like this off of reading something, she challenged her thinking and she worked through the negative. And that's one of the things we need to do. Okay, now your initial thoughts might not be the only way to view the situation. At the time, she didn't know. So ask yourself whether your view is in line with facts of logic, or is there an alternate explanation, which is what she did. There was an alternate explanation why we
And
react
there
that.
usually is. And
Exactly.
when I
So, and
was
again, don't look at the flaws in anything. It's just be aware that it can be hard to see some of the flaws in your logic to start with and why you are feeling this way. And when they're talking about feelings, okay, then we'll get into adjusting your beliefs. When we're talking about feelings, it's all or nothing thinking. This actually involves seeing things either as all good or all bad. It's not like that. Okay? For example, you may think, well, if I don't succeed in my task, I'm a total failure. No, because kids, what do I tell you, kids? Did they get up and they start jogging? No, they fall down a few times. Okay, that's how we learn. Mental filtering. This means focusing on dwelling on negatives. We don't want to do that. We don't want to focus on the negatives. We need to focus on the positives. I'm going to pick on myself on that one. The explosion I just had, okay? To me, it's done and over with, but it's also motivated me to get a few other things done that I've had in the back of my head. So now I'm going to get those done. Okay, that's the motivation. Now, converting again positives. You instead of taking a positive and putting it into a negative, take the negatives, turn it back into a positive. What did I just do? What did I just say? What did Marcy do earlier? That's it. Make feelings for facts, okay? You can confuse feelings or beliefs with facts. For example, I feel like a failure, so I must be a failure. No, it's not a fact. It's just a slight feeling. And another thing is negative talk. Negative talk from others, negative talk for yourself, most because we're talking self-esteem. We have this way of putting ourselves down quite a bit. This one says, I can't do this, so maybe I just can't do it. You're accepting it. And that's not true. Hello, Rachel Marshland. Oh, I could take Ed off.
and you've got to remember, it's like the wiring in the brain. It's like a river split. Anxiety
Uh-huh.
is one side, excitement's on the other. So if you could
Exactly.
switch that anxiety to excitement, you're switching and you're changing the chemistry of your brain. You
Right.
know, you're getting passionate. You're feeling alive. There's people that just live where they go day to day. They get up, they go to work, they do whatever it is, and they're automatic. You
Right.
got to switch that energy from existing to living. I'm passionate. Find out whether you're clear or audio, visual, or kinesthetic.
Right.
Listen to when you say, "I hear you, I see you." So then, if your audio, then go put some headphones on and listen to explosions. Feel that energy releasing. A lot of times when I do healings on people, they're like, "Oh, I love the bombs," and we clear out. It's like go inside, blow it up, you
Yeah,
know. And I
it's
just
true.
let them go do that, or the scene, go draw, or the feeling. Bring all those that eruption, like what Susan just did,
Right.
up and out. Get that energy moving, because other than that, it's just a stagnation that's going on.
Exactly.
And then just get to a certain point where I'm going to do it for 5 minutes and then I'm going to stop, because other times people get caught up in it over and over again. And then
Exactly.
that neuron just keeps on replaying. You got to stop or blow up or whatever it is, that energy. It's like, okay, I'm done. No more, you
Yeah,
know.
and I think that's what it was. I had to get back in and get on the focus of what it is that we planned. But actually, that kind of fit in
No, I thought about
because,
that. It's a triggering. There's
yeah,
always a reason to the timing of why things happen, you
exactly.
know, with whatever it is. I mean, I went to my bankruptcy, and the lawyer that I just met, her husband, he goes, "You did really well. We didn't even have to prep you." I'm like, "Well, I've been to court before, but I was like calm and,
Yeah,
because a lot of people get really emotional or And it's just a matter of that clarity and that focus or refocus.
Yeah,
So you always have to think of yourself renewing and rebirthing all the time. You know,
exactly,
the old me
exactly.
doesn't exist 5 minutes ago. I'm new and alive. This is the new version of me. And people are going to respond to you. And then the people that are meant to respond to you, they will. The other ones, they'll fade away because you don't match their frequency anymore. You don't match
And
their games.
that really brings to the next thing. It's adjusting your thoughts and belief. Now, what do I mean by that? Now we'll talk about this. When you adjust your, oh my goodness, oh, killed a half hour almost, sorry. When you adjust your thoughts and belief, you need to use hopeful statements, okay? To give yourself. There's no such thing as a perfect person, okay? Avoid should and must statements, always.
Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah. Focus on the positive. Now consider what you've learned from any situation. What did I just learn? Me, what I learned is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Little thought there. Okay? And let's see, uplifting thoughts. You want to uplift your thoughts. You want to encourage yourself to be able to move forward, no matter what. Literally encourage yourself. Now these are more that's coming in. Okay, so what do I mean by these statements? What do you feel, or Marcy, even you too? What do you guys think when I'm talking about this? Encourage yourself. Rebel about negative thoughts. Make them uplifting. Consider what you've learned. Focus on positivity. Avoid shoulda, woulda, coulda, and forgive yourself. Use hopeful statements. Let me tell you something. How many of you guys out there have actually, well, anybody got up, made the most out of, absolutely just took nothing and made the perfect recipe? I'll tell you, I ain't one of them. So cooking has never been my forte. But even when I'm creating like a recipe, like a baking recipe, you guys know that I bake, it takes me a few times to get the right consistency, the right taste, the right flavor that I want to put into that recipe. What's that? Is that negativity? Is that failure? No, it's learning. It's how you put it here. Let's see what Linda has to say.
Well, and it's also, you've got to reward yourself. And like that hypnotism was on TV that said to get somebody to do something, I should say feel it and express it. 90% is emotional, 10% is intellectual.
Right.
And so if you're starting to feel bad about something, I'm like, okay, then I'm going to go buy a candy bar to reinforce my positive love or whatever it is for myself.
Apple pie or pecan. That's my one weakness is pecan
Yeah.
pie.
And so, or you got to say, this is my belief system, because we do bring on other people's belief systems in our
Exactly.
childhood, in our infancy.
Yep.
The rebirthing, we pick up all the emotions and the energies on our mother that we don't even know. And so we might have certain thoughts and we don't even know why we're feeling what they
Exactly.
are. And they're from other energies that are going on. There's a pattern of transitional. My daughter has picked up the habit, even though she wasn't around my family, she's done the same thing. She's left at an early age. There's this subconscious programming in us that's around, that they showed with rats and worms and generations where one might
Exactly.
have a fear of some. And so, is this my belief system? Is this my fear? Where is this coming from? This is not me, you know? And so break it through. I can feel there's stuff releasing through Susan while I'm saying this.
Because you don't want to be the sponge. You want to be the rock. I mean, to listen and to help others is fantastic, but don't absorb their situation. Don't absorb, so to speak, their reality.
Tell people there's, it's like I'm more of a channel. I will take the energy and I will push it out, compared to being the absorb of sponge. You walk into a room, you'll feel the energy, or these people start talking. Is this me? Is this them? You don't know so much of that energy. And I remember reading about John Bradshaw, who I learned a lot from, he's done all sorts of stuff. He talks about confusion where the energies or the personalities are so intertwined you don't know who is what, you know. So if you can separate that energy,
Exactly.
this is not me, this is him, you know,
Yes.
instead of thinking or confusing. And so anytime you're confusing, it's like, where is this coming from? Whose energy is this? Am I like
Exactly.
so entwined with this person or so attached that I'm not separating myself? And that's all part of that self-esteem. We get stronger and stronger, like, no, that's not me. I'm not going to take this, you know.
Exactly.
And as you shift, you'll watch people react to you differently.
Yes. And I've been through that. I
Oh,
have.
that's cool. That's why I learned, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I step
So
back.
Linda said that's interesting, Marcy, about people no longer matching our frequency and fading away. So many times we feel when people leave, it is something we did. What else did she say? She also said looking at it as mismatched frequencies takes away all the blame for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's
Yeah.
why as you change, because, okay, my theory is as I've done all this stuff, we're at a certain C note of depression or
Right.
sadness or traumatization. We're going to attract that certain C note. As we clear up that energy to go to a D, we're not going to match that C anymore. So
Yes.
whatever that energy is,
Exactly.
and you know, and I was talking to a friend of mine about, you know, friendships and energies, and I'll say I'll just walk away from people. You know, oh,
Exactly.
he was talking about a neighbor next door that came over that never talked for 2 years. I said, well, they may want something. I said, you've already processed. You don't match that energy. Your body
Right.
will give you warning signals as far as what's going on, and then just say I'm busy or whatever it is that's going on. Don't worry about other people because they're going to draw you in and they're going to test you to see how much they can get away with
Exactly.
their sorrow, their victimization, whatever it is that's going on. And so as you guys are knowing this more and more, because we've been now on this radio show now, what, for 3 months now?
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. About
So
3 months.
so we're listening. You guys are changing and shifting. You guys are starting to know these warning signals, these energies, like what Linda says. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going to step back. This doesn't match
Right.
me anymore. So that's what's great. That's why the guys are saying we're really proud of you as to you guys are shifting. That old ones that you guys didn't exist in before. Now you're
Right.
changing.
Huh. So strange. Yeah, I agree. I really agree.
I got a
Um,
little low note.
I think. Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody's energy was screaming, which is good
Yes, that is.
because that's that releasing of that inner child. And that's why I said the tones are not linear. They will bring up inner child, and whatever the tones are, it's a catalyst for your growth or your release. So it could be past lives, it could be inner child, it could be trauma, it could be whatever that sound triggers within your energy that's being released or
Exactly.
dissipating of that heavy carbon energy of the fear, shame, guilt, anger, you know, which causes disease. And then
Agreed.
once that energy comes through, is more light.
I agree. Oh my God, this is so sickening already.
It's what?
This whole situation of having to fix and unfix and fix and unfix this thing. But as far as frequencies, yes, our own frequencies can actually change
All the
based
time.
on situations, because of when Marcy and I did a show once before, my frequency was different than what it is now. I think a while ago, I mean, I'm talking years, I guess I needed to have that reassurance, have someone with me because my self esteem was low. Now I'm okay. I have that confidence to be able to move forward. And so my frequency compared to the way it used to be has changed now. But that has to do with my
Yeah,
self
she's doing
esteem
great.
level. So
And
a lot has changed in me myself. And it's okay to do that. It's,
yeah, that's
you
what it's all
know,
about. Either we ascend or we descend. It's always,
exactly.
and also it's like when you're in conversation or conflict with somebody, you're making an agreement to have that energy exchange. So if you're not going to have that energy exchange, you aren't making that contract. I mean, I had like when I was doing the that home health, and I was working 24/7, and he was only paying me 700,
Hmm.
and it was a married couple that I was taking care of, and he
Right.
came charging in the room, which was parallel to my father. He's like, "You broke the contract. You broke the contract." There was no contract. You know, but he was trying to manipulate the situation. So I stood in my power and I said, well, I can always find another job. So then he bring his flying monkey roommate came in and wrote onto my care.com
Right.
as, whatever it is. And so I wasn't in agreement or letting him exchange that energy. So that energy went back to him
Hmm.
because I stood in my power.
Exactly.
So any contract you make with somebody is a contract of exchange. So you guys
Right.
got to be aware of I'm going to empower myself. Boy, I'm feeling explosions on that one. So somebody do something.
And that's what it is. It's, we need to stand up for ourselves. I mean, maybe not on a radio
Or
show at
walk
the
away.
beginning when you're supposed to be talking about something else, but we need to stand up for ourselves. It's okay to stand up for ourselves.
Well, so
It's
this depends on
okay.
the situation. Sometimes
Yeah.
silence is more powerful because if you're going to stand up, they're going to start arguing. Well, that their cognitive reality will start. So sometimes it's more powerful just like to walk away is more
And
sometimes.
that's, Marcy is actually talking about stepping back from your thoughts. According to holistic
Or conflict.
psychology, it's stepping back from your thoughts, walking away. So rather than blurting out what you're feeling, rather than venting it out, because you could vent it out in the wrong way on the wrong person, you're taking that step back, you're distancing yourself. Yes, sir, been here.
Oh, I've lost it. I hit a friend of mine that was a roommate with my poking stick. There are times I will blurt out, but you've got to assess the situation.
Yeah,
You know, is it
I
worth
think
it?
as we grow and we become a little bit more confident in ourselves, it's easier for us to, like half the time, I walk away a lot. I do
Right.
walk away
It's
from
not worth the time.
negative situations, whether I'm trying to go outside to smoke and there's a fight breaking out or an argument breaking out. There's a lot of apartments in this building I live in. So there's a lot of that energy there. I choose to walk away from it. So a lot of times I'll have headphones on or I'll walk away. I don't really commune a lot with the individuals outside all the time. Some I
I
do, some I don't.
understand people's energy shifting.
Exactly.
Is everybody feeling like a shift? Like you're feeling lighter, or you got to mourn over what could have, should have, would have, and then
Exactly.
that old you doesn't exist anymore, and so it's kind of like in this in between state. There's be some confusion because again, you're so caught up with who you were, but now you're changing, and
Exactly.
you've got to be open to okay, I'm confused right now, or I'm this, or I'm that, and allow those emotions to come through.
Exactly.
But I do feel people shifting and acknowledging and releasing that stuff, where they're standing in their power. Or,
Exactly. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at myself. I can't believe I started this show off doing that.
but see, that's
Woo!
where healing. You get to the point where you realize
Accept
and
your
you
thoughts
relax.
and feelings.
But see, that's that next next step of healing, because remember we go
Yes,
through extremes of
exactly.
depression, then
And
anger,
again,
where's
triggers.
happiness?
My original Facebook account that I had for many years with all the pictures and memories of my mother was hacked. So when I get hacked, it brings that back up again. So now I'm getting that flashback emotion, which triggers, and
Yeah,
then triggers, it's not self-esteem, but it will trigger that
yeah.
situation. And that's what bubbles that anger up. So I still have, I think, leftover, not resentment, but anger towards originally when it happened. Because I did lose all those. That's a lot of memories I lost. So,
And that's
yeah.
just, I mean, I had, it's like my stuff all tumbled down on my wall. And I had, it was like the domino effect of, oh shit, it's like my coffee cup, and I glued back my dragons, and it's like everything fell. And I'm like, okay, we're making for new space. And I bought my teapot. You saw like my
Yeah,
little teapot type of thing. But I'm like, okay, well, we let go of old. I rebuilt it, made it stronger. But everything
exactly.
that I like, my little happy place, all went down and broke.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. I'm out in left field here. So you might have to re explain because I'm a little lost. Maybe that's why you you have the pulling towards the house change. Sorry, I'm out in left field. What?
I don't get it either.
Okay, I'm having a brain fart. I don't understand. Yeah, but because I have this feeling that I don't belong here. Not like here
Oh,
where I live. It's like I feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I remember what I said. Thank you. Sometimes it takes a while. I have brain farts. It's my age, and I'm cool with it. This has been a pretty interesting show. I did not mean to start it off with no.
no, this is
Let me
what
correct that.
for real.
I was venting out how I felt. So it's done, it's over with, let's let it go. So,
You feel lighter, Sue.
yeah, I do. You need
I
to
can
take
feel like
care of
there's
yourself.
gray
These are big
energy
things.
releasing out of you. And
Exactly.
that's why our show is real. It's like we can sit there, and it's like I had a really bad reading from, I call her the real estate tarot reader, which
Yeah,
pissed me off so much, which got me into writing my first books, We're Off to Be the Wizards.
right.
Because, they come off like all perfect. And I go to a lot of my clients that are all professionals, that are all friends of mine, that it's like you can sit down, you can have a glass of wine with us. We're real. A friend of mine
Oh,
lives in
yeah, definitely. Bring your coffee. Sue the
yeah.
hit woman.
And it's like that's
Yeah,
what they
I
need.
can bring out my family Viking sword. I'm a
Good.
shield maiden.
Hey, here you go, Sue. Back to warrior again.
Ha!
I want to
Oh
show you
my
guys.
God.
This is what I've done recently. Okay, I've got my crystal wand, right?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So this has had a compass on it, and then I glued this on, and then I put the feather. But then I stared at this necklace, and I'm like, hey, this matches. So I'm
Marcy,
going
that
to
is very nice. I think you found your niche.
what?
That is nice. You definitely found your creative niche.
Well, yeah, I love putting things together. Like I called my area my big dollhouse with my
Yeah.
magicians, witches. The guy painted this, and I'm like, oh, good, I've got this necklace. So somebody did a channel reading and said, I'll take
Very
these
talented. I
pieces
like that.
together and I'll put them.
Uh,
But that's what it is. You get to the point of laughter, creativity, joy, passion, and then that's what we do. My photography. I'm now up to 600 awards. You know,
nice. That's
I went to
nice.
the river. I took pictures of a duck today. You know,
Yeah.
and I took pictures of whatever the contests were. But it's all good. I can feel it. Everybody's releasing. There's some triggering that's going on.
Yeah, it is. Because I was thinking of something else. I lost my amber necklace, the big chunk I always wear. So I
Huh?
just made another one.
Yeah.
I lost it. Maybe somebody else needed it more than me. I don't know. So I made another one
Well,
that
and
was
that's
lighter.
what I had to let go of the stuff breaking. I'm like, okay, that energy doesn't match
Yeah,
anymore.
but
I'm making room for new energy.
staff or wand you made, you should make more like that and sell them. Those, the energy in
Oh
those, and the
no,
way you put it together, are nice.
the guy did the paint shop
Right.
on it, and he did a compass on it. I've just enhanced it. I mean, I've got a couple plain sticks that are
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you should. I really love the energy in those.
Yeah,
Those are
I just
amazing.
I've got a picture of where I stuck it in the
Yeah.
Truckee River and the water with the crystal. This is way before I did all this stuff
And
on.
here's the other thing about self-esteem, Marcy just proved. People who have a slight self-esteem issue can't take a compliment, like me and Marcy sometimes. Marcy, that's really awesome. You should do more of those. I'm
Wait, what?
complimenting you. I'm
Oh, I
complimenting
know.
your
I appreciate that.
creativity.
Yeah.
So, and
Well,
when somebody does that and they compliment you on something you do, you kind of think twice about it. That's another
or am I
sign that there's an
working?
issue with self-esteem.
And this is another thing. It's like when people aren't ready for love and or money, they will find subconsciously things to reject it or sabotage. Like I was reading about
Exactly.
people sabotaging things. Like we've got the beacon in the dark and we framed it.
Right.
But I've got another wooden stick that I got where I've got the light on it,
Right.
Which is next to it.
Exactly.
And this is my visual, my little happy
Exactly.
place. But it broke. I had to let it go. I rebuilt. Was stronger.
And that's what it is, guys. We are here to assist you through our experience, through situations we've been through, and we're real people. We have good times, bad times. And I didn't do my show Saturday because I had to get up like 3 days in a row at 7 a.m. and I'm so not a morning person. So by the time it came around for me to do readings, it was like, yeah, I can't even read the inside of my eyelids right now. So I rescheduled Tuesday. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday for that show. But any last minute advice for people out there about how to rechange and learn to work on themselves?
Well, I've said or triggered or empowered or whatever's going on. You got a phone call, Susan?
Yeah, that's my sister trying to call me in the middle of the show.
Oh.
That's pretty normal.
All right, I'm going to hit one more tone, and I think that's going to release a lot of whatever is happening. Where are your crystals, Sue? Oh, that was a release. Now, I always call that the giving birth or releasing. Why? What'd you get, Sue? You're laughing.
This is a symbol. If you notice, a lot of individuals, like the people they get interviewed on TV, they're always doing this.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
Right. This is I wrote it down and I can't remember the name of it, but I know this symbol actually empowers and brings like strength. So I figured, okay, let me try to hold this up, the triangle, so to speak, up as she's toning it to see what the energy is. And again, it's
on the heart chakra. And I remember reading Bashar saying something about the whole triangle energy. Oh, it's the Holy Spirit, the male and the female, and then the one, and then that's where that energy is.
Yeah, I forgot what that one is. All right, guys, don't forget to check out Oh My Freaking God, My Brain. All right. The Orion Effect on Sunday night. I think I need more coffee. I'll tell you. I'm going to see if I can fix this Facebook issue, guys. I'll keep you posted.
Susan, if we're craving sugar, that's our cortisol of depression. So, when you were saying the coffee, it was like they were talking about that. It's like when we're craving that, and salt, potato chips is anger. Like a lot of my mom would eat potato chips, and they said that's usually anger because there's different foods we crave. The sugar is the comfort zone, but it's also the cortisol of the fight or flight.
I just like coffee.
Memory.
Ice, hot, lukewarm. I don't care. I'll drink it.
Oh, I know. I always see your posts on coffee. And that's why I was upset with my little cauldron coffee cup broke. But I'm like, it's Halloween. Maybe I'll find it again. I had to let it
You
go.
will. You will. All right, guys.
Much
Peace.
love.
Love you. Don't worry. Not giving up. When there's a will is a way. That's the way I look at it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow to all of the Rift Nation Network channels. Peace.